Hello everyone, PWNDotcom here. Something that not very many people know about me is that my favorite game mode in pretty much any game, be it Overwatch, Paladins, heck, even games like Paper Mario or Smash Bros., my favorite game mode is any kind of PvE or story mode where you're fighting against insurmountable odds. I just like that feeling of overcoming this massive difficulty that the developers have put in place for you. And so I was super excited back in Halloween for Junkenstein's Revenge in Overwatch, and I'm also super excited for the Uprising event in Overwatch right now. And I've been playing this mode so much. I love it, and I love how it's a lot like Star Wars Battlefront campaign missions, where it's different kinds of missions inside a map that is already part of the game. And so, I've been playing it a lot, and I want everyone else to play it a lot. So I decided, I'm gonna figure out what the best team composition is. And I did that, and actually, I'd figured out that this team composition would work before the gameplay you can see in the background. This was just by chance, but you can see it's Orisa, Mercy, Junkrat, who I'm playing, I'm that Junkrat, and Bastion. Now, there are some changes you can make. Let me just start off from the top. Orisa. Orisa's, if you'll pardon the pun, Orisa was built for this mode. But she's got, the big thing is that she has very good damage output, very consistent and high damage output with her standard weapon. The other thing is that she can pull your enemies out of position with her, I don't even remember what it's called. I'm just going to call it a gravity bomb or whatever it is. She also can shield and fight at the same time, and her shield is pretty powerful at 900 health. And then she can have her damage mitigation thing, which is pretty nice for this, just because you're going to be taking a lot of fire. So Orisa really excels at taking out people quickly, defending her allies, and being a part of that defense rather than just a shield. And also, that whole pulling things out of position. If you're not going to use Orisa, the only other tank I would suggest is Reinhardt, because he has a very powerful shield. He also has some pretty good damage against groups with his hammer swing if they're close range, or fire strike if they're farther away. Earth Shatter is amazing for this, as is the supercharger on Orisa, just because damage output is so essential in this game mode. And so Reinhardt's just the second best option. Now for supports, if you're not going to go Mercy, and Mercy because she can, like the supercharger, she can boost her teammates' damage. She has a very fast heal, she has a very consistent heal, and she can revive multiple teammates at a time, which can be helpful. Just make sure if you play Mercy, don't resurrect for one person, just go and pick them up, because you can do that. I didn't know that my first few times. When I first played Mercy, I didn't know I could just revive people. But, that's Mercy. If you're not going Mercy, the only person I'd suggest that would be better is Zenyatta, because he fills some similar roles. He has that very consistent healing, he has very fast healing, and he also can boost damage on enemies with his Orbs of Discord. He can heal the whole team at once with Transcendence, and he like Orisa, and unlike Mercy, he can fight and heal at the same time. So, Mercy first, Zenyatta second. The other supports, I wouldn't suggest Lucio, just because, yeah, he's got that AoE heal, but the speed boost is less useful than you'd expect. The sound barrier is only useful at certain times, and the air blast thing is pretty nice, but don't use them. Don't use Ana either. She works really well at long range, so I don't think that she works all that well right here. And just don't even consider Symmetra. Please don't use Symmetra in this mode. Oh my gosh. So that's supports. Now, Bastion and Junkrat. I'm going to start off with Bastion. The main thing about Bastion is that massive damage output to take out groups of enemies at once in either his tank mode or his standard turret mode. You do a lot of defending, so Bastion is really helpful here. Mercy or Zenyatta boosting, or Orisa boosting his damage makes him very powerful. The other important thing about Bastion is that he can self-heal, which takes a bit of the pressure off of your supports. I say a bit, not all of it. They still may have to heal you at times, but it just takes a little bit of pressure off of them there. If you don't use Bastion, I suggest using the other high damage characters that kind of work well against groups of enemies. Someone like Torbjorn could work because his turret, he can heal it up. On offense, you may want to use Soldier 76 or Reaper or Tracer. Those are the three that can heal themselves up. I wouldn't suggest the others, just because McCree and Genji are pretty good at taking out single targets at once, and that really only is helpful against the elites. It's much more helpful to be able to take out groups at once. Now, the last person you want is Junkrat, due mostly to his blast damage. That's the thing about him. He also has his trap, which not only traps enemies, but if they try to destroy it, which they will try to destroy it, that'll alert you to someone is over that way. So it's just that early alarm that you can communicate to your allies. The Riptire is destructive. You'll probably get play of the game if you use the Riptire well. I don't know exactly who Junkrat could be replaced with. I wouldn't suggest Pharah, just because if she gets shot down, because the enemies are bots with really good aim, she'll probably get shot down, and it may not always be in the most helpful place. The Concussion Blast will work, however, and Barrage is pretty good. So if you don't use Junkrat, use Pharah, but be careful with her. Make sure that you stay within healing range, and that you don't just go off doing your own thing. So that's what I've learned from my many playthroughs of this new PvE. It's also the leaderboards show a lot of Reinhardts, Orisas, Bastions, Mercies, and Yada. It's people like those, from what I've seen and what I think the reasons they pick them. So I hope you all have as much fun playing Uprising as I do, and I hope you all get as many Uprising loot boxes as possible. See you soon.